And there it was. The mystery of Greystone Keep unveiled in the form of an ancient leather-bound book. Its pages were yellowed with age, the ink faded but still legible. It was a diary, a record of the castle's history penned by a forgotten hand. As Alex leafed through the pages, he found tales of love, betrayal, and a curse that bound a maiden spirit to the castle. The footprints, the hidden passage, the chest, they were all pieces of a puzzle that painted a tragic picture of the castle's past. The maiden, it seemed, was the daughter of a powerful lord. She fell in love with a knight, but their love was forbidden, and when discovered, the knight was executed. Heartbroken, the maiden took her own life, and a curse befell the castle, trapping her spirit within its walls. It was a chilling tale, but it was more than that. It was a testament to the power of love and the cruelty of fate. It was a story that, despite its supernatural elements, felt incredibly human. As Alex closed the book, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. He had found what he was looking for. The ghost of Greystone Keep was not a malevolent entity, but a tragic figure, a symbol of a love that transcended life itself. With newfound respect, Alex returned the diary to the chest and left the chamber, leaving the spirit of the maiden in peace. He walked out of the castle, the doors closing behind him with a resounding echo. His journey was over, and he had a story to tell. In this exploration of Greystone Keep, we've journeyed with Alex into the heart of a haunted castle. We've seen the grandeur and decay of a once mighty fortress and uncovered a tragic tale of love and loss. We've faced the unknown and found not fear, but understanding. We've learned that sometimes the things that haunt us are not always terrifying. Sometimes they're just stories waiting to be told, and sometimes those stories can change the way we see the world. As for Alex, he left Greystone Keep not with evidence of the paranormal, but with a tale that transcended the boundaries of life and death. A tale of a love that was so strong, it echoed through the centuries. And in the end, isn't that what ghost stories are all about? Not just the thrill of the scare, but the stories they tell, the histories they preserve, and the emotions they evoke. So the next time you hear a ghost story, remember the tale of Alex and the haunted castle. Because sometimes the real haunting is not in the specters we fear, but in the stories they leave behind. Inside, nestled atop faded velvet, were an assortment of objects. A silver mirror tarnished by time, a dagger with a handle encrusted with dark gemstones, and a small, leather-bound book. The book caught his attention, its cover embossed with the same arcane symbols that adorned the chest. Carefully he lifted it, feeling the weight of its secrets in his hands. The pages were yellowed, the ink faded, but still legible. It was a journal, penned by a woman named Isabella, dated back to the 16th century. The entries started innocently enough, detailing life within the castle walls, the changing of seasons, and the simple pleasures and trials of her days. But as Alex flipped through the pages, the tone shifted. Isabella spoke of a presence in the castle, an unseen force that began as a whisper in the dark, a sense of unease that grew into something far more sinister. Alex was engrossed, the words painting a vivid picture of Isabella's descent into fear. She wrote of cold spots in the castle, of objects moving on their own, and of the sound of footsteps where no living soul tread. And then he came upon an entry that made his blood run cold. Isabella described a shadowy figure, a woman in a torn gown, her face obscured by darkness, who appeared to her in the dead of night, whispering secrets that Isabella dared not repeat. A chill swept through the chamber, and Alex snapped the journal shut, a sense of dread washing over him. He could feel the weight of unseen eyes upon him, the very air charged with expectation. Hastily, he replaced the book, mirror, and dagger back into the chest and closed the lid. He emerged from the hidden passage, the journal's contents swirling in his mind. The castle was silent, save for the sound of his own footsteps echoing off the stone walls. But as he made his way back toward the main hall, a soft sound prickled at the edges of his awareness, a whisper, barely audible, as if carried on a breeze that did not exist. "Help me." The voice was faint, a plea laced with sorrow. Alex stopped in his tracks, shining his flashlight down the corridor. There was no one there. He shook his head, trying to convince himself it was his imagination, a byproduct of the unsettling journal entries. But the whispers continued, following him as he moved through the castle. Each room he entered felt as though he had just missed a presence that had been there moments before. The temperature would drop, his breath turning to mist, and the whispers would grow louder, more insistent. "Help me! Find me!" Alex's resolve began to waver. The historian in him sought explanations, logical reasons for the occurrences, but the human side of him, the primal instinct that knew fear, could not deny the reality of what he was experiencing. The castle, with all its history and legend, was speaking to him, and at its heart was the ghost of Greystone Keep Isabella, reaching out across the centuries for salvation. He needed to understand, to piece together the story of Isabella and the ghost that haunted these halls. The whispers were a clue, a voice from the past that demanded to be heard. And so, armed with his camera, notepad, and now the whispers of a ghost, Alex continued deeper into the castle, each step taking him further into the mystery of Greystone Keep.